Hello, welcome to Patome Insights, a channel that is committed to enlighten us on matters project planning and management. And today we are here to talk about leadership and team management in project planning and management. And first of all, let us start by understanding what is leadership in projects. And everyone is a leader in their own way, and there is no specific rule to define leadership or a leader, but there are guidelines that will now portray and show the elements of leadership and a leader in anything that we do. And to begin with, when we talk of leadership, I would say it is the ability to influence, to guide, and motivate a team to achieve the project objectives. Remember, when you are defining projects, we say there must be set goals. What is to be achieved? Because we have talked of the three parameters of time, the end goal, that is the project's objectives, and also we talked of the budget. So when we talk of leadership in project management, project leadership will focus on majorly the vision, the collaboration, and empowerment, not just control. Because as a leader, you are not after controlling your team. You are after what is the vision in this project? How do I collaborate with my team members? And how do I empower them so that we achieve the intended goal? Because the success cannot come from just the leader himself, but can only be achieved once and the moment the leader works well with the project team. And when you talk of the project leadership, there are some of the attributes, the things that the project leader must do. What is the role as a leader in that project? What are you supposed to be doing? And one of the things is to set a clear direction. Let your team not work in confusion. Let them know we are starting from this point and this is the end point. And this is how we are going to navigate throughout the journey of the project. You also inspire the team commitment. Let people be encouraged. Let people be motivated to be part of that project. They feel the commitment is from the team. The team feels committed. The team feels like inspired to take part in the project. They will not take it as if it is the project manager's project or the project manager's decisions. Let them be inspired and committed, and also encourage innovation. Because as a project manager, you are not know-it-all. You find in your team, there are people who have greater innovation than you, the leader. So what should you do? Do you kill them so that you shine? No. The best thing for the best interest of the project is to encourage innovation. If someone has a great idea, if someone has a great new idea, let us adopt it. Let us work with them. Let us encourage the team to be innovative, because you never know, the people you are working with might be the inventors. People invent different things and ways of working out on projects, because projects are they are almost always on the move. There's no one way to do it right. Also, build trust with the team. Remember, you are not always there micromanaging the team. Build a trust with them. Let them be able to take different roles and responsibilities. Let them feel free to do what is intended. For instance, let people not work under fear. Like, if I do this, what will the boss... Actually, in projects, one thing is overrule the issue of the boss. Try to be a team player as a leader in that. So, a key component of project leadership is team leadership, where the leader coordinates diverse professionals towards a common goal. Because in that project, we have an engineer, we have a sound tech. In that project, we have an ICT person. The project manager is just coordinating them because he's not an expert in all of them. So as a leader, your key role is just to be a team leader who coordinates the diverse talents, diverse professionals, the diverse experts and the skills towards a common goal. And what is the common goal? The project objectives that needs to be achieved. So that is one good thing that we need to learn about the project leadership. And then after that, as a project leader or as a leader in a project, how do you build a high-performing project team? Because successful projects depend on strong teams, and effective managers focus on team development and collaboration. Because as I mentioned earlier, in that project, success is not based on the project leader or the project manager, but now the collaboration of the members, the collaboration of the different parts of the project, the different professionals, the different skills. And in this case, there are some important elements that you as a project manager, you need to focus on. And this is not only for the project managers, but also for every other person who has a role to lead in the project. And one of them is to set clear roles and responsibilities. What do I mean by the clear roles and responsibilities? Each team member must understand their responsibilities within the project. Not a confusion whereby I wake up, where I'll be placed, where I'll be thrown, what I'll be given is what I'll take for the day. Let every member understand. Actually, it is a must understand their responsibilities within the project. And this will help to prevent confusion and also improves accountability. Because even as I close my work today, I know tomorrow I will pick up from where I've left. Tomorrow I'll not come and be wait to be thrown in the deep end, in the deep sea, in the deep waters, in the area that I'm not used to. I will just continue with what I was doing. I know my responsibilities, and again, I'm responsible for anything that works well and not working well under my duties, under my roles, because a common planning tools used here, and this is now for the project managers, is a work breakdown structure. When you talk of the work breakdown structure, this divides the project into manageable tasks. And these manageable tasks are assigned to specific team members. So when you have a clear work breakdown structure, people not just work unintentionally. People not work without a goal, a direction, a sense of direction. They'll know, what are we doing? What should we be achieving? And by what time should we achieve that? So other than the clear rules and responsibilities, there's also a shared vision. And the team should clearly understand the project's purpose and the expected outcome. Why are we doing the project, by the way? And what is the end goal? What is the deliverable? What will make this project a success? Because the success of the project, one, comes with achieving the long-term goal. If you are starting a healthy center as a project in a community, what is the end goal? The end goal is not just having the building there, but reaching out to the people in the society, people getting the right medication, transformation and the saving of lives. So every team member should understand what is the end goal, what is the expected outcome. This facility will serve several people. This facility will save lives. This facility will help to transform the lives of people. Likewise, too, if it is an educational center or any other project, even a project within an organization as you are working as a project manager, when the team members see the bigger picture, they become more motivated and committed. Because we did a video between the projects, the difference between the projects and the programs. Let there be a shared clear vision, so that people will be motivated, they'll be knowing. By then, actually, those people will have the strength and the courage to talk more about the project and also chip in the ideas that can help. Another very key important is the communication. And without communication, we don't have a project. Because when you have effective communication, communication is the foundation of team success. If the communication is there, we are planning to fail. Because effective communication ensures that the project information flows smoothly between the team members. When you talk of the team members, those are the guys, the people, the team, the experts, the skills that are used in the project, and also the stakeholders. Because by the end of it, every project must have the stakeholders. There are the demands of the stakeholders. There are the guidelines of the stakeholders. There's that what the stakeholder had in the idea. So they need to be also informed. Are we working towards the intended end goal? Are we achieving it? Are we now conceptualizing and actualizing the idea? Or we are just using resources as a norm? So that effective communication first between the team members as project teams without intimidation, let's point out areas where there are risks. We also point it out. So under this one, effective communication, this involves communication management. And under this, there must be regular team meetings to reveal what are we doing, what should be done, what are we doing right, what are we not doing right. And also progress reporting, because every team will report the progress. How is their part progressing? What have they achieved so far? What are they planning to achieve? There's also feedback channels whereby there is a structured way of giving feedback. After every review, there is a channel of getting the feedback. People will now be able to get to understand what more about the project. Now, if the feedback channels are not there, there might be some areas and issues that need to be worked on, need to be corrected, but they cannot. Why are they not? Because they are at that moment, at that time, there's no channel for feedback. So one of the best things is to having a feedback channel that will help people, actually gives people a platform to maybe communicate. And these feedback channels can be the surveys or questionnaires. Someone can also have the suggestion box where you drop your suggestion there. You drop your feedback. What is the experience? What should be done? Because sometimes you find people, due to fear of maybe being overlooked and intimidation, they tend to be silent. But with the suggestion boxes, someone can drop it there. We can also have meetings and reviews to know. There's also one-on-one conversation, even with the project team leaders. When you are walking around, you give them. And also there, in this era, we also have the digital feedback communication channels. So there's also transferred decision making. So when it comes to decision making, who is responsible for making of decisions in a project? Because, for instance, decision making, it's a process where leaders clearly explain how and why decisions are made and who is involved in it. And this one points out direct to communication and access to information, accountability, ensuring that there is building of trust. Team members are encouraged to participate and collaborate, and also this reduces conflict and misunderstandings among the project team, because poor communication is one of the most common causes of project failure. It is not the only, but it is one of. So we also have the stakeholders. We had mentioned the stakeholders, and project leaders must manage relationship, not just with the team, but also with individuals, with groups that influence the project. Because when you are talking, there's a video that we did on reasons why projects fail. And one of the things we talked of the scope creep. And this comes as a result of the changes from the project, the stakeholders. So the project leaders must also engage them, because the stakeholder management should be done by maybe identifying the key stakeholders in the project. Who are the key stakeholders in the project that we're running? What are their expectations? What should be, when they came up with the idea, what were the expectations? And also engage them throughout the project, so that every move you make, because at time as you also do the review, you might overlook and find that some things that you are doing are what the stakeholders were avoiding. So when you engage them throughout the project, it ensures that there are no loops. It ensures that there are no gaps. There will be no time of having a great mistake, discovering the mistake too late when it cannot be corrected. And that's why now we have different project management approaches. There's Agile, the waterfall. And that's why now we use the hybrid, because in a hybrid you combine the traditional and the Agile one. Then there's a managing conflicts and competing interests, because also the stakeholders might conflict, because you find a project has several different stakeholders that are for different opinions, and as a project manager, you're the person responsible to managing such. When stakeholders are properly engaged, projects gain stronger support and resources. But when they are not, you find there are also some deficits on the project resources that are required in running the project, not forgetting that project has the time limit when the project should be complete. We've also mentioned about managing conflicts, which you can also, that is managing conflicts in the stakeholders, but also there are conflicts that arise in the project team. And these are inevitable. If there are no conflicts, someone is not strong enough to stand, question, and dig out for the information. Anytime you find your team members, or what you say or what they do is just a yes, you need to question yourself. Don't brag to be a good leader in such a case, because there's a lot that you don't know. There's a lot that you need to get to understand from your team. So conflict is one of inevitable things in projects, because team members come from diverse professional backgrounds, diverse experiences, diverse skills, and then effective leaders turn conflict into opportunity for growth. If you're an effective leader, you will not take conflict as a threat to your position, as a threat to your leadership, because you find as a leader, when there are conflicts arising where people are questioning, as a leader you feel uncomfortable. In fact, you need to reward and appreciate the team that questions things that are not going right, because in the long run that shows that they are part of the project. And now when it comes to a situation whereby you find it is only the project leader who is now talking, giving instructions, no reaction from the members. So how do you ensure that you resolve the conflicts? One is by active listening. When others are speaking, give them their time and respond where response is needed. And this response should be a respectful response. Then also make decisions objectively. Not just make decisions, but let them be objectively. The objective decision making ensures that we have a sense of direction, we have a guideline. This is what we need to achieve. So as we make these decisions, we are making it governed by the end goal, governed by the final outcome that is expected, and also encouraging respectful dialogue. Because again, When you give a lot of freedom to I remember there are different types of leadership. There's dictatorship, there's the laissez-faire, and the laissez-faire is whereby everyone, they do as they wish. So when you talk of conflict resolution, encourage respectful dialogue, it must be controlled so that people will not get out of way, and also focus on the project goals rather than the personal differences. If you as a leader, you have a difference, you have some conflicts, disagreements with one of the project team, don't focus on the differences. Don't focus on what is not rhyming between the two of you. The most important thing is to focus on the project goals, because we might be having the difference, yet I, as the leader, I am the one failing. So if I focus on my personal differences between I and one of my team members, I will be hurting more to the project than to the person, because that is on a selfish gain. That's the time now you do away with the personality things and bring in the professionalism based on the project goals. What are we trying and intending to do? So a leader who handles conflict constructively strengthens the team cohesion. But if that is not adhered to, you demotivate the team, you scare away the team, you make the team people to be just there, that your team members, they'll just be there, but will not take part in pointing out areas that are not working out. Whatever you bring, whether it's right or wrong, they'll move along with it. So we need to be keen on that as a project leaders. And the other thing is, because you also mentioned about motivating the project team. Because when you lead a demotivated team, that is failing. Actually, that is now leading a failing, working on a failing project. Because motivation is very critical in maintaining productivity and morale. When the team members are motivated, there will be the productivity will be high. Nobody will be pushed to do their duty. Nobody will feel like it's nagging. Nobody will feel like, and actually when people are motivated, you'll not have less stress, because people will be having the self-drive. And how do you, as a project manager, motivate your team? First is recognizing achievement. Don't just overlook. When you recognize the achievements, the efforts done by the team members, the achievements they have realized, it really motivates them, because I'm recognized for what I'm doing. Don't just be that person who looks at what has not happened, that has not worked, but also recognize and appreciate that what is working. Also providing opportunities for growth based on performance, based on the commitment of the team members. Give them an opportunity to grow. Encourage collaboration. Let them work as a team. Don't be that insecure project manager who feels like when people come together, they're just coming together to gossip about you. That means you're failing. If they are gossiping about you, you are the problem. You are the reason that things are not working out. If they are, and one thing you must appreciate is that as long as I'm a leader, I must be talked. People must talk about me, either in a good way or a bad way. So encourage collaboration. Let people work together in those projects, but not utilizing all their time in gossip in the name of collaboration. Then also creating a supportive work environment. Let people not walk in eggshells around you. Let people be confident around you, because they know truly they have your support. The environment is conducive. They are not threatened. Not in a situation whereby, for instance, you work in an environment whereby everything that you do, so long as the boss is not comfortable with it, so long as a good idea, that idea should not come from you, should come from the boss, from the project leader. Actually, you are now killing the creativity in the team. Appreciate them, encourage them, create that environment. Then also, a motivated team is more likely to overcome challenges and they meet project deadlines because there's collaboration, there's creativity, people are encouraged, there's growth. Another thing is monitoring team performance, because now when the project is launched, the project has started, there must be track. You must keep a track. So continuously, as a project leader, ensure that you keep a track on the progress of the project to ensure that the team remains aligned to the project objective. Remember, everything is about the objective, because what you hand over, you might beat the time deadline, you might also be within the budget, but if you have not achieved the objectives, actually, it will be a waste of resources, both time, money, human resource, because by the end of it, it is the goal, the objective, and this one involves monitoring and controlling in projects, and it focuses on tracking task completion. Remember, we talked of the work breakdown structure. Now, which task has been completed? Which task has not been completed? And how is it intended to be? Because maybe it was supposed to be done by this time and it was not done. Maybe the resources were not available. Maybe it's an outdoor project and the weather was not conducive. How will it be accommodated? And this also involves addressing performance gaps. These performance gaps can be as a result of the skills, the professionalism, and also uncontrollable conditions that you do not have control over. So when you address performance gaps, because when you are doing the track, you see this was supposed to be done. We are supposed to have already achieved this. We are supposed to have done this and this, but it is not yet done. So when you address performance gaps in such a situation, now in that, we will ensure that you work towards the goal, the budget, and also the time constraint. So, and adjusting plans when necessary, when things are not working out or something has not worked as expected, and also ensuring quality standards are met. You don't just fight to have the project done towards the objectives and within the resources that are given at the timeline, but also the standards. Why should you use a constrained, a squeezed budget and deliver a substandard project? So ensure that quality is met. Sustainability by the end of it, because maybe this project will serve 10 years to come, 100 years, make sure there's quantity, because monitoring allows leaders to detect issues early and implement corrective actions. So again, when we talk again on the project leaders, what are the key qualities of a successful project manager? Because I might be a project manager, but I'm not a successful project manager. What are some of the qualities that I need to have as a project manager? And one of them is the vision. Because when I have the vision of the project, what is the long-term goal of the project? I'll be working towards that. I'll be working towards ensuring that what is visualized and started as an idea is implemented and it will serve its purpose. Also, a good project manager must have emotional intelligence. A good project manager must have emotional intelligence. And when you talk of the emotional intelligence, this basically means understanding the dynamics of your team. Just imagine working with that person who is emotionally unstable. is unable to recognize and understand. So when you talk of emotional intelligence, it is, let me first of all define it, because we might be talking of emotional intelligence, and this is to ability to recognize and understand and manage your own emotions, while also understanding the emotions of others. Because as a project leader, you are working with people, you are working with a team. So as you manage, you understand and recognize your own emotions. You also understand the emotions of the others. You understand how team members feel and respond appropriately, manage conflicts within the team, build strong relationships and trust, and motivate team members effectively. Then we also have ability to make decisions. That is another quality. Decision-making ability. And when we talk of decision-making ability, this is a capacity to analyze situations, evaluate options, and out of that, you choose the best course of action. This can be done in different ways. You can use data and the facts, checking the risks that are there, and also the decisions must be timely, not abortion. Then another quality is adaptability. When you talk of adaptability, this is ability to adjust to new situations. Remember, things keeps on changing. Things are dynamic, not static. The projects are dynamic. You adjust to new situations and the changes, or even unexpected challenges, because in projects there are risks. And one of the key and the qualities of a good project manager is to manage the risks. So are you adaptable to changes? Don't just say, it is this way. Respond quickly to project changes. Don't ignore them. Don't turn a blind eye to them. Manage uncertainty effectively. And actually in this era, embrace new technologies and strategies. Then another one, actually the last one that I'll talk to about is integrity and accountability. And when you talk of integrity and accountability, that is being honest. Remember, as a project manager, you are running resources. You've been entrusted with the resources. You've been entrusted with someone's big dream and a vision, and you said they should be visionary, ethical. You must be honest. You must be ethical and trustworthy. While actually that is what you mean by being integrity, the integral, being the integrity part. Just be a honest person, a honest project manager, practice ethics, work ethics, trustworthy. And when we talk of the accountability, it is taking responsibility for actions and the results. Remember, when you start projects on blame games, that is a big danger. Act ethically and fairly to the team members. Give promises and commitments. Take responsibilities for both success and failure. Don't just be a success project manager. When things are not working out, you feel like, no, this is not me. Someone must be in charge of this. So those are some of the qualities of a great project managers. And to wrap it up, great project managers understand that projects are delivered by people and not processes. And that's why when we talked of emotional intelligence, we talked of understanding, recognizing, and controlling your own emotions as you also understand the emotions of others. So great projects are delivered by people, not processes. Yes, the processes are there to guide us and help us, but the processes are under people, not the people under the processes. While tools and the frameworks are important, success depends ultimately on strong leadership and effective team management. Because a project manager who communicates clearly to the project team and also the stakeholders, motivates his team, and manages relationships effectively, will consistently deliver successful projects. So thank you very much for being part of this program of today about leadership in project planning and management. I hope this helps someone. We are open for suggestions and areas of improvement because we are not perfect. Learning is a process. Thank you very much for being part of Patome Insights. You can get us on patomeinsights@gmail.com for any question and comment, and even any educational thing that you want us to learn even with you and from you. Because as long as you're bringing this, does not mean that we know it all. And I started by saying that we are also open and ready to learn. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Be blessed. Bye.